Okay, we're gonna make the recipe for Play-Doh without the cream of tartar. So we're gonna go to the second one and we're gonna do 1 cup of flour. So remember when you're measuring flour that you wanna go ahead and kind of try to get the air incorporated in it. We're just gonna spoon that into the cup. We don't wanna pack it down like we do our brown sugar. We're just filling it up. We want a heaping cup full. And then we're going to use our spatula, our straight edge, to go ahead and level that off. So we don't want to pack it. We're just going across and leveling that off. We need 1/4 of a cup of salt. So I went ahead and measured, it's a dry ingredient, so I measured it in 1/4 of a cup measuring cup. I used just regular salt. I'm going to add that. I need 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm going to go ahead and just stir my dries real quick, my salt and my flour, and try to get that mixed up a little bit. Blend it in. And then I need 2 tablespoons of oil. So we're just going to use our canola oil. If you have vegetable oil, that works great. I'm going to measure it over a cup in case I spill too much. I don't want to do it over my bowl. So that would be 1 tablespoon and 2 tablespoons. So I have that. I'm going to stir that up a little bit, and then I'm going to add some water. So there's no cream of tartar in this. It's just flour, salt, a couple tablespoons of oil, and that's vegetable oil or canola oil or whatever kind of oil you have for cooking. And then I'm going to add just a regular 1/4 of a cup. In my liquid measuring cup, I measured 1/4 of a cup of water. I put it down, and then I bent at the knees to make sure that that was 1/4 of a cup. I'm going to pour that in and stir that up. So you don't need to use hot water for this one. This one just works totally fine with just using regular tap water. You're going to get that mixed up. Try to get that all blended. And then we're going to do what we did before. We need to knead the dough. So we're going to use our hands, and we're going to try to get all of this off our spoon so we don't waste it. Trying to get it into a ball. So I can put it either on my counter, or I like to use my thin cutting board and use that so I don't have a big mess to clean up at the end. Okay? If it's too wet and sticky, then you can add a little bit more flour, just a little bit at a time. If it is too dry, you could add a little bit more water, a couple sprinkles of water. Couple teaspoons maybe, or a teaspoon at a time, and then you can get that together. So we're going to put that on our cutting board, and then we're going to knead that. So you're going to push down again, fold over, push down again, fold over, and you'll just keep kneading that so it looks like kind of the ball that we have here from our last one. This is one that I made a couple days ago over the weekend, and so this is going to work real nice. So remember, if you want to add food coloring to it, if you want to add a little 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla or something for it to smell nice, you can do that. Just remember that it's going to be, it'll have a color sticky. So mine seems kind of dry right now, so I would just add a little bit of maybe just some of the oil that's still on here. Couple drops of that, and I can kind of blend that in, and while I'm kneading the dough. Okay, so whichever one you decide to make, it doesn't matter. Or if you find a recipe online that you want to try something different, that's totally fine with me. You want to make sure that it gets all mixed up and blended together. Okay. So be careful. Remember, you're going to clean up after you're done. If you get dough that's stuck to your hands, then you can just rub them together. and it will fall off. And then you can kind of pat that back in and then wash your hands, and you should be good to go. And then you want to do some cleanup.